Now.
Hey, it's Brenda with Balance with Brenda, and just wanted to introduce my good friend and colleague. Nikki is here today. She's an occupational therapist and she's got a certification in low vision. And just want to introduce a lot of products that may be helpful. You may have never heard of anything about low vision. We will have links to some of these products as well. And so that may be very helpful on your journey to either reach out and ask an occupational therapist or a physician or someone that you know, hey, could I get some help with some of this? Or be able to just be a resource and maybe help out a family member, a parent, someone that you know is struggling with low vision. So look forward to talking to you today.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Wienecke. I'm an occupational therapist here in town, as Brenda mentioned. And if you've known me since I was a kid, I was Nikki Eilers. So I still go by Nikki. I work here in the community as an occupational therapist, but I have some training in low vision therapy. I have a graduate certification from the University of Alabama. So I was taught graduate certification is in low vision therapy from the University of Alabama. And so I was fortunate to learn all there is to know about low vision, but more importantly, I was taught how to help people compensate for their vision loss. So low vision is a broad term, and if you Google it, there's probably a specific acuity that they mention, and your acuity is worse than that. But for me, it's just, it means that your optometrist, ophthalmologist, or retinal specialist has corrected your vision the best that he or she can, and you still have trouble seeing. You still have trouble reading and watching the television and purchasing your groceries. So we find ways to help you compensate. And there are many very simple strategies. So this is just an example of all the different bump dots that you can get to put on your buttons, your phone, your remote, on the top of your pill bottle if you need to distinguish between your blood pressure medicine and your pain medicine. You want to make sure you're taking those correctly. So if you need to mark it with a bump dot, that's a very simple strategy. We also talk about contrast when we're helping you to compensate. So black on white, that's a switch plate, of course, that would install over your electrical plug so that you can see that easily. We talk about in your kitchen, if you're serving foods that are more light colored, like a potato soup, you want to put that in a dark colored bowl so you can really see what you have on your plate, or vice versa. If you have a steak and green beans, you want to put that on a light colored plate. So those are examples of contrast. Bump dots, contrast, magnification, of course, is very important. If I'm your occupational therapist, we have just a simple screening tool to see how much you can see or how much magnification that you need, and that helps us to determine which magnifier you need. So these are simple handheld magnifiers. This is a 3-powered one, 3-powered magnifier, 10-powered magnifier. The higher the magnification, the smaller the field of view. So this becomes tricky to use, but definitely helps someone to be able to read their medication label. And I wanted to mention too, with the bump dots, this particular one, the reference, of course, when you purchase the bump dots, these are all going to come in a little baggie. And this is from Maxi Aids. But you can get them at Amazon, you can get them at LS&S. Those are some of the places where you can purchase bump dots. The magnifiers also, at the local pharmacies, you can usually just get about a 2-powered magnifier. So if you need a higher powered magnifier, some optometrist will help you to determine which magnification you need. Of course, that's something I help you with. But if your optometrist has identified that you need 3 or 4 powered, then also you can purchase those at Maxi Aids or LS&S. Mattingly is another place where I purchase handheld magnifiers. Then a bump up from that is electronic magnification. This one is made by Eschenbach. There's one made by Ruby. I can't remember the other ones. And then what's really nice about this, it's handheld also, and you can increase the magnification just on the screen, similarly to how you'd use your smartphone and the camera on your smartphone. But this has some really nice capabilities. And then up from that is a magnification machine. There's many different types of machines that look more like a desktop computer, and also are a little higher in price. So that's magnification. We also talk a lot about lighting in the world of low vision. So that's my LED daylight box of bulbs, and that's typically what I'm recommending in people's homes to improve lighting. All right, so that's it in a very quick summary of low vision and how we can help you to compensate. Then the last thing I want to mention is there are many resources to help folks to cope with low vision and to compensate for low vision. Locally, we have a low vision support group that meets once a month at the American Legion Hall. It meets on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. It's the second Wednesday of the month. We publish reminders in the Fredericksburg Standard, and we have a call list. So if you'd like to be on that call list, let me know. We can get you on the list. Other resources. So that's our local resource. Come to our support group. The second one is Lighthouse for the Blind out of San Antonio. It's called something different now, but I think the website still gets you to Lighthouse for the Blind. They send out a trainer who can also help you to acquire many of these devices and learn how to use them. We know of an organization called Sight Savers that helps you to afford the more expensive magnification devices. And I think that's it. Thank you so much, Brenda, for having me. I enjoyed it. All right, so when I am with a low vision patient, it's hard for us to really know what that person is seeing. So many of us, as we age, we're having challenges with our vision just because of aging. But someone who has vision of 2200, acuity of 2200 is very common in the low vision world. So if I'm talking with a family member or a caregiver who just doesn't understand what this is like for our patient, I have them put on the goggles, and this is 2200. So hopefully helps them have a little empathy for folks in our low vision world.